So first thing first, the sunroof on the truck did not leak through a Category 4 hurricane. So hey everyone, so I am actually on my way back to the house. I had to go out of town to pick up some extra fuel containers and to refill them with gasoline for our generator. We went through approximately 15 gallons of fuel since our power went out around noon yesterday. And the generator that we have, even though it's not hardwired in, we run a 50 amp connection to our house through an interlock system that we use, and we can power everything in our house except one of the two AC units. So we can run one of the two, and it keeps us really nice and cool. And plus, we can run our mini split as well as a couple portable AC units that we store at the house. But regardless, everything went really well, and fortunately we had no major damage to our house. Actually, we had no damage to our house, and we have a lot of limbs, trees, branches, things like that down. Some of our neighbors had their fences knocked down. Driving through town, that was probably the single most damage that you saw, was fences down, trees down, signs down, things like that. However, you know, the city fared pretty well, I'd say, especially for getting hit, 30 miles from the center of a Category 4 hurricane. I know that there are some really bad stories coming from the Rockport area and the Port Aransas area. If you've watched some of my older videos, one of the RV parks that we stay out in Port Aransas is called Gulf Waters RV Resort, and I can only imagine they got nailed hard. That is a very, very RV-centric, vacation-centric area, and the eye wall pretty much passed directly over them, and that is just a very, very bad place to be in a storm like that. So I hope a lot of people got out, and my prayers go out to them, and I hope everyone watching this also includes them in their prayers. I'm going to show you some video footage of us driving around to a couple of our rental homes, as well as some places that we had to stop by to make sure things were still intact for some friends that had evacuated. And I just wanted you all to kind of get an idea of what the damage looks like. If you can see up here on the left, you can see fences have been knocked down. Power still hasn't been restored to any of these traffic lights. I'd say so far, maybe 10% of the traffic lights we've come up to still have any type of power. All the gas stations are closed down. Actually, I got a phone call on the way back that a gas station right down the street is still open. So that's nice, but way up here ahead, I don't know if you can see the lights in the video, but there are utility crews that are working on fixing what they can. Of course, all the businesses are still boarded up. The winds got pretty intense. They got up to, I think we got 90 to 120 mile an hour wind gusts in our area, and sustained, they were probably between 75 and 85 to 90 miles an hour sustained at the strongest point. One of the challenges of this hurricane was that it was a very slow-moving hurricane. So going through our area, we started seeing tropical storm force winds around maybe 11 to noon yesterday, and the storm didn't even die down till probably about 5 a.m. this morning. So we're very fortunate that we didn't see any type of damage to our home. It looks like most homes survived pretty unscathed, even some structures that were questionable. I was a little afraid about, we have a storage building next to our house, and it's not built quite as well as our house is, but it suffered no damage. Shoot, even our golf cart, which we keep next to our house, and we keep it covered in a golf cart cover, and it didn't have any damage either. Anyways, I'm going to show you a sped up version of my drive around town this morning to inspect and just kind of check on some of the properties we have and some of the other things. Wanted you to kind of get an overall view of what took place. Again, it's not very dramatic. You're not going to see, buildings toppled over or cars or anything like that damaged. Most of the heavy damage occurred in the Port Aransas Rockport area, which again is about 30 miles northeast up the coast from Corpus Christi. Thanks for all the kind words everybody said. Thanks for the prayers, and I really appreciate that. And it's probably one of the reasons why we were able to make it through this storm relatively unscathed. Thanks, everyone.